Okay, good morning once again. Today we're going to continue our discussion on portfolio analytics. So far, what we have done in the past was to create a portfolio. However, it was just an equally weighted portfolio. We gave it the same weights, and then we computed for the portfolio returns. Okay, and we have not yet gone into optimal portfolio. So optimal portfolio requires that we compute for the returns that will give us the maximum returns, okay, given the by by looking for the weights of your portfolio. And then also we can uh, define the portfolio that will minimize risk, minimize standard deviation. Okay, so these are the things that we need to look into, and also, of course, create the efficient frontier. So your assignment in Excel, which is to create the efficient frontier, we will also learn to do here. Of course, here we just lines of code. You'll be able to create that. But I find that the the plot of the efficient frontier in Excel is also good. Okay, so let's first take a look at the package. So double question mark at portfolio. Let's just familiarize ourselves with it. So if it's a package, F portfolio, let's just look at the help function here in R. Okay. Okay. Let's just go to packages. Sometimes it doesn't automatically give us the F, capital FP there. Okay, if you haven't loaded this class, kindly, okay, let's load it already also. So library. And then you notice that it comes with several other packages, time data, time series, F basics, F assets. So let's open this. Okay, and let's go to the documentation description file. Okay, and oftentimes it will give us not so much information here. Okay, so this this was developed by Diethelm Roots to BS sets. Okay, these are the persons. So this is the author, creator, and contributors. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's go to the site itself. URL HR metrics, Control C. Let me open that also. Control D. Okay. Welcome to our metrics. I'm not sure if this is already the new name of okay. Okay, these are books. Okay, we don't want that. What we want is F portfolio. F portfolio. Right, package. Package. And if you're really interested, there are so many tutorials. Okay, F portfolio. So I think they gave it a new name. Our metrics. I'm not sure. Right, let's take a look at this. Okay, so here is the documentation in PDF format. You can download this here. And this is already updated. It's good. This I think was created, if I'm not mistaken, 2008 pa to eh. Matagal na tong package na to, no? 2017? No, I know before this meron ng F portfolio. Anyway, I might be thinking of a different package. So provides a collection of functions to optimize portfolio and to analyze them from different points of view. Okay, so this is such a powerful package Although may mga ano na, no, may mga other packages like Portfolio Analytics that's newer and that has included other functionalities. Okay, so sabi dito, imports also, fcopulae, robust base, mass. So when you install fportfolio, it also includes this, quadprog, etc., methods, graphics, etc. And here are the functionalities. And you know that there are tutorials, or there are explanation, and then sometimes examples. Okay, so this one is good if you're for referencing, but as a tutorial for for portfolio optimization, uh, this will not have so much of an advantage kasi by function yung dinidiscuss dito. So it's better to have a tutorial where you really take a look at the main functions of the package, and then they provide examples on how to use it. So that's how I usually learn about a package, especially if it's new. Okay, if it's a new package, then I would really dip into that and really try to learn the functionalities. So that's how I get, let's say, a bit of familiarity with the package. All right, so there are so many functionalities here. So let me go back to we can see here. Let me go back here. And ito yung mga functionalities, ano? All right, ang dami, no? Uh, you'll need a lifetime to really master this. Sobrang dami. For our purposes, we'll just focus on portfolio optimization. Okay. So the other one is portfolio analytics, but in the interest of time, I will encourage you to look into the documentation of portfolio analytics. And of course, search nyo marami na namang tutorial ngayon on that. So you should not be left in the dark as to how to use portfolio analytics and fportfolio. Okay, so let's first, sige, mag-ano na tayo, let's first, i-pacman na lang natin, pacman, library muna. Okay, and then let's go to pload. Oops. I-load natin. Sino ba mga kailangan natin? Si tidyverse, sama na natin. Of course, si quant mode. Si performance analytics. Si portfolio analytics. And ito si F portfolio. Okay, so these are the packages that we're going to learn. You notice in some of the lessons, we're starting from scratch, because that's really the best way to learn. Start from scratch, and then we build our own model. So let's run this. Okay, so let's define our tickers. We're going to download stock prices. So let's identify 10. Okay, let's see. And then what do we want? Ano ba mga natin? I listed some stocks that are, okay, saan na ba siya? Energy stocks. Hindi nawawala. Can you kindly help me, class? Paki-google nga energy stocks and pili tayo ng energy stocks. Tapos, let's try to come up with stocks from different industries. Can somebody please help me? Energy stocks in tapos isama na rin natin yung ibang tech stocks like Apple, AAPL, and then yeah, of course, Microsoft. Sama natin si Meta, Facebook, si Google, of course. Okay? Somebody, meron bang ano? Let's include tech stocks, energy stocks kasi mga important ano to mga industries ngayon. No? Let's just choose 10. Yes. Sorry, nawala yung list ko. Enbridge, Matthew, Enbridge Energy Stock to. Kim, ano yung Shell? Sige, sama natin yung Enbridge, ENB.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
ENB, Enbridge. Matthew, could you kindly check what this company does? Pati yung Shell, of course, Shell. Yung pa rin ticker symbol na Shell. SHEL lang, apat. Usually, maximum of 4 kasi. Matthew, what does ENB do? Enbridge.
It's a crude oil company, sir.
Crude oil company? Okay, sige. So, Apple, Microsoft, 3, 4, 5. So, let's add 4 more. Ano pa ba? Any suggestion, class? Kayo na mag-suggest. I-google nyo nga high-performing at saka low-performing stocks para pumili tayo dun sa high-performing at saka para may mga stocks tayo na hindi maganda yung performance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have 4 more. So while you're choosing, let's identify our start date. Start natin is ano na lang. Then let's make it as that date. And 20, let's make it 2016, 01, 01. And then our end date, let's make it as that date also. And then 2022, December 31. Okay, so what we're doing here in R, we can do in Excel, which I did, which I demonstrated to you, di ba? Chevron, sige. Thank you, Kim. Ano yung ticker symbol ni Chevron? CVX. Okay. Ano to, Kim? High performing siya? I haven't checked anyway, makikita natin dito. CVX. Any more, class? So, iba naman, siguro. Sige, let's see, ano pa? Sama natin si Sige, sama natin si NVIDIA, no? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Magano tayo sa food? McDo, no? And maybe one sa bank. Or investment house. Hanap Plus. So sa assignment nyo, plus sa Excel, diversified dapat 10 stocks but 2 each from different industries. So may technology, may oil, may mining, may health siguro, may retail. So, okay, one more please. Sige, ano ba? Pakicheck nga, FedEx ba, FDX? I think FedEx is FDX. Makikita naman natin yan kung ano. Okay. All right, so let me run this. Okay, check natin. Pickers, okay. And then let's use we can use the environment environment object. Pero ano na muna natin? Let's create this object portfolio. Yung dating method natin where I made a mistake. No? Let's call it portfolio prices. Portfolio prices. Okay. So we start with nothing muna, null, and then for tick. Let's just use tick in tickers. Then we have portfolio prices, portfolio prices. Okay. So what do we do? Class. C-bind natin, di ba? C-bind natin kay portfolio prices. Kaya ano i-C-bind natin? Okay. We will get symbols. Okay, we can go direct to Yahoo. So pwedeng get symbols.yahoo or you can do get symbols and then nasa loob yung source src is equal to Yahoo. Okay? And then ano ginamit ko dito? Tick, di ba? Titingnan yung it will make use of tick here and then babalikan niya to. Ilulup niya, no? It will create a loop. So ticker and then again natin dito from is equal to start and is equal to 2 is equal to end, and then we can include periodicity is equal to daily. Okay, and then auto.assign is equal to false. All right. Okay, and then what do we do, class? We're going to subset natin. Okay, so put a bracket here. Ang kukunin lang niya is let's get the adjusted prices. Okay. Ano ko lang lapit ko dito kasi parang masyado malayo. Okay. So I think this okay. Kindly check, please. Portfolio prices null. Portfolio prices, C-bind natin. Portfolio prices. Get symbols. Okay. Get symbols at Yahoo. Tick. Start. And periodicity daily. Okay, of course, you know that we can get monthly prices or weekly prices. So let's run this. Okay. So let's give it some time. And the download siya. Ayan, okay, here. Check portfolio prices. Okay, there. We have 10 columns here. Ito yung mga adjusted prices natin from January 4, 2016 until December 30, 2022. Okay, pause. Let me pause for a while and request your feedback if you were able to get the portfolio prices. Waiting for your feedback, class. Okay, although we will not be able to definitely reach up to the efficient frontier, pero at least ang importante sa atin ngayon, we're able to start with how to set up our portfolio optimization using F portfolio and performance analytics, portfolio analytics. Okay, how about the others? 7 out of 24, not a good number. Waiting for the others to give their feedback. Okay, thank you. Hanggang kay Julian pa lang. How about the others? 8 lang yan out of 24. So, what happened to the others? Okay, a few more seconds. So far, class, you have learned 2 ways in order to import prices in R. Here, we created this function, yung loop natin ano, for tick and tickers. And the other one is we created that environment. And then we're going to use yung do that call. And then yung i-apply no, na function. So that's also one way to do it. Okay, it's good to know both. Okay, so that you have an option whether to use this or the other one. Okay, so let's compute now for the returns. Or let's first, bago natin i-compute yung returns, let's change the column names kasi it's too long. I don't like the column names. Control Alt I. So how do we change the column names, class? Anyone, please? How do we change the column names? We already know this, no? Column, what, class? What's a function? Column, call names lang, di ba? Call names. Let's change the column names kasi yung ano natin, yun, may adjusted. Patanggalin na lang natin adjusted. Okay, here. Thank you, Margot. Yes, we're correct. Column names. That's right. So call names and then ano papalitan natin ng column names? Yung object natin na portfolio prices. No? So let's change the column names of that. Into what? What will be the names of that we'll give it? The names that we will give it to. Class, ano? Okay. Pwede unmute, ha? Yeah. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Margot. That's correct. Huh? So, just be small t, no? So, small t yung pangalan natin. Kasi may object tayo na tickers. That object contains these names. Okay, so let's let's change the name of our portfolio price of the object portfolio prices. Okay, and when we check portfolio prices, yun. Okay na. Okay. All right. So aside from that, we can compute for the returns. No? So let's create this object. Compute for. Let's use. So no, we can use log or continuous returns, right? Diba? Or yung isa yung discrete returns. So make sure that you know the difference between that. Yung discrete returns is just the quotient, yung price at time t divided by price at time t minus 1, okay, minus 1. Okay, however, dun sa log or continuous, it's the log of price at time t over price at time t minus 1. Which incidentally, if you recall, last time tinatanong ko yun, and Matthew was able to answer it correctly. No? Kasi yung log ng, okay, log ng price at time t divided by price at time t minus 1, diba? That's equal to log of pt minus log of PT minus 1, price at time t minus 1. Okay, now just be clarified that when you use log in R, it's the natural logarithm. Sa Excel, ang log to the base 10. So sa Excel, if you will, once you watch the video, I'm using ln, no, natural logarithm. The base of ln is E, that 2.17 something. No? All right, and there's, for finance, usually, what we use is log returns kasi may advantage yung log returns. So let's create this object portfolio ret, okay, or returns, yun na lang. Portfolio returns. Okay, so we can make use of the ROC from the TTR package, no? ROC, diba? Rate of change. Okay, rate of change nino. Rate of change ni portfolio prices. And we know that the default of this is continuous siya, di ba? Okay, type. But it's also okay to, if you want to define it, type is equal to continuous, pwede rin yan. But if you don't put it, continuous yung i-return niya, no? Type is equal to continuous. Now, if you run this, what will happen is that there will be a column that's NA, no? Kasi wala itong, it doesn't have a partner, it doesn't have a previous value. So to remove this, pwede natin NA.omit na lang dito. NA.omit. Okay, close this. So that, or you can subset it. Diba? Pwede naman i-subset siya by brackets and then -1, comma. That means you're removing the first row. Okay, several ways to do this. Okay, let's run this now. And then you now see that we don't have the NA. We remove the NA because it will cause problems when we're computing. Okay, also, there's another way, portfolio. Well, we can make use of the performance package. Let me just name it the same, NA.omit. Okay. And then dito, ano yung function yun, plus? Returns C. Wala. Returns small c ba yun? Or dot, nakalimutan ko. Returns dot, ano yung class? Dot calculate ba? Or calculate returns. Pwedeng calculate returns. Dali. Type ko na para. Kasi sa performance analytics, dalawa eh. Merong returns that calculate, meron din. Sometimes I get confused with this. Returns dot. Walang dot. Okay. Return, annualize. Yan, return pala. Hindi, So return that calculate. Yan. Okay. Return that calculate and then let's just, somebody, thank you, Margo. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Isa nakakalimutan ko. Return that calculate. And the default of this is, then dalawa siya, no? Return that calculate or calculate returns. And you have to check what's the default. Prices data, calculate this discrete or log returns. The default is discrete. So for this method, for this function, return that calculate or calculate returns, we have to define yung method, no? Hindi pa pwede siyang walang definition. Otherwise, it will give us the calculate returns lang para mas mabilis. Calculate returns, okay? All right, so we have portfolio prices, and then method is equal to continuous. Okay. So where possible, class, we take a look at this from using different functions para mas aware tayo na pwede rin ROC yan from the TTR package, pwede rin calculate returns or return that calculate. Okay. Doon ako nalilito kasi dito kasi returns no? Doon sa isa return that calculate. So mas madali na rin calculate returns. So anyway, I'll run this portfolio returns here and we have the same answer. Okay. So I just uh, overwrite this. Okay. So now we have not done this, but let's do this. Let's create an object called. Okay. Let me show this again. So these are now the daily returns. Okay, of each of the assets. So this was computed by the log of the price at time t divided by the price at time t minus 1. Okay, so these are our portfolio prices had 1762 entries or rows of observation. Here we have only 1761. And that was expected because we are losing one observation dun sa first. No? Okay, so let's compute na natin average nila. Okay, let's create this object means. Okay, and there's this function in R. Okay, pwede natin i-compute yung column. Yan, tingnan nyo to. Pwede natin kunin yung column max, column means, column mean, yung minimum. Okay, dito sa mga columns na to, no? All right, so we're going to make use of the column means. Let's compute for and it's from base R. Okay, let's just use the average. Kukunin lang natin average ng mga returns natin. Portfolio returns. Okay. All right. So this will just give us the mean averages of the returns. Okay. And aside from that, let's also take a look at the standard deviation naman. So SD, tawagin natin ST devs, no? Standard deviations. Okay, unfortunately, walang column standard deviation. Okay? Walang call standard deviation SD. Wala. Ito, wait Hindi ko nakita ito wait. Let me check that. Kasi ang ginagamit ko apply. Call SD, a collection and description of functions to compute column statistical properties. Okay. Okay, wait. Column S. Pwede pala, no? Okay. Sige, gamitin natin to, no? Ngayon ko lang nakita tong function na to kasi usually ang ginagamit ko usually is apply lang, no? Okay, this is good. Call stdevs. Pag hindi nag-run to, ibig sabihin hindi pa natin na-load yung time series, but time series loads with F portfolio, no? So pag na-load na natin si F portfolio, kasama na yung time series from where this function comes from. Okay, so let's see portfolio returns. Okay. Sige, so let's run both. So this is the standard deviations per asset, of each asset. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so we can now have here means 10 siya as expected kasi 10 yung assets natin. So let's view means. View means. Okay. All right, so ito yung mga means, ano? It's a vector. Ito yung mga returns niya. Or pwede rin natin i-print means. Print natin. So, ito siya. All right. So, those are the averages of the returns. So, kinuha lang niya yung average nito. Tapos, kinuha din niya yung standard deviation. Ano yung standard deviation? Okay, let's ST devs. Print natin. Okay. All right, just to check, SD ni portfolio returns, okay, ng AAPL. Okay, let's just compute for the standard deviation of the portfolio returns object, Apple. Okay, run 0.0914. Tama. Tayong pareho. Okay, I just checked. All right, any questions so far, class? So we were able to compute for the average of this and for the standard deviation of each of these. Of course, pwede nating i-formula yan. No? Yung each of these x minus x bar and then sum, pero wag na, let's not do that. Standard deviation. All right, sige, let's continue. Okay, chat, please, feedback if you were able to get it. Yung means object and the standard deviation object. Bakit natin kinompute yun? Kasi gusto ko lang i-plot natin yung means at saka yung standard deviation. So let's plot the means and the standard deviation. Okay, so let's create the plot object. Plot. Okay, ano yung x-axis natin? Lagay natin si stdevs. Okay, mali spelling ko. stdevs. And then yung y natin si means. Okay, and then we can give it, let's give it a name. Yung main ano natin is, let's give it a name is equal to averages and standard deviations of portfolio assets. Ganun lang. Or whatever. Okay? Then nagyan natin ng ano ng okay. So ito siya. Kaso hindi natin alam kung which is which, no? Kasi whatever this ito risk, you'll notice that in this case, itong asset na to, no? This really plays out yung concept ng risk and return. The higher the assumed risk, diba? The higher is the required return. Okay, pero meron tayo dito mga may mga asset tayo dito. So normally parang parang it follows a line. But we have here some assets that really are quote unquote not performing well kasi ang taas ng risk niya tapos yung return niya ang baba. You can see this, diba? So this is your risk and return profile. Pero lagyan natin ng pangalan kasi hindi natin alam kung ano ba to. What is this? So maybe we can include here, okay, may function na may function of text. Okay, let's see. So the text function, ayan, add text to a plot class. Ito. All right, so maybe we can copy this. Copy natin to. Tapos, tanggalin na lang natin, hindi natin mga kailangan. But that's one way to learn. So we're going to use text. Okay, ano yung text natin? Sa x natin are your standard divs, diba? Tapos yung y natin, our y is yung means. Okay? Then labels natin, yung our labels will be the call names. Call names ng portfolio returns. All right, then ano sa position? Tingnan natin See, a position specifier, if specified, this overrides any adjusted value given. Values 1, 2, 3, 4 below to the left. Okay. Gawin natin 1, no? Below. yung text, yung pangalan, gawin natin 1. So below siya. Okay, tapos ano pa? Offset distance from the specified coordinator. Sige, pwede natin i-default na lang yan, no? What else? Itong ano, ito yung pag-center to no? CEX, no? Numeric character expansion factor yields a final character size. So this is the size. So kapag CEX1, so it's the parang 100% ng size siya, no? All right. So yung iba, color, lagyan natin ng color, no? Siguro color is equal to, para maiba lang yung color. Gawin natin ano, blue or red or green, sige, blue. Okay. Font is equal to, so pwede pa natin hanapin yung font, but let's not do the font anymore. Okay, so tingnan natin, delete natin to. Let's just delete those that we don't need. Okay, so let me remove this. Position niya sa ilalim, offset 0.5, colored blue. Let me delete this. Okay, let's try this, class. Tingnan natin yung, tapos pwede natin ilagay, pwede natin gawin din to, no? Kasi kanina, let me plot this again. Ay, sorry, ito pala. Let me plot this again. Then let's, all right. Okay na yan. Sige, let's run this. Okay, anong error? Ay, sorry, may void dito. Okay, ayun, okay, diba? So, ito na sa ilalim. Lagay natin yung ano, yung position, asan yung above. To the left, above, gawin natin 2. Kasi hindi na makita itong isa eh. Let's put it 2. Position is above. Yan. Okay. Although medyo nag-ano siya. Okay lang yan. At least nakita natin. Okay. So, kita natin si Facebook. Ako, ang taas ng risk, ang baba ng returns. So, dati kasi si Facebook, darling of the crowd eh. Pero ano nangyari, no? Medyo, uh, it's not performing well, no? Ayan, no, si Facebook, oh. Anong stock to? McDonald's, no? McDonald's, so si Nvidia, si Apple, Microsoft. Okay, so these are yung energy company, no? Low, well, relatively, parang nasa ano siya eh. Nasa tamang ano eh, tamang mixture ng risk-return profile. Si Shell mas risky, no? Si ENB and Bridgestone, no? So it's relatively, okay. Tanong ko lang, klase, what did you learn in your finance subjects? So pag ganitong may measurement tayo ng returns, average returns, at saka ng risk, how do you choose between this? What are the other measures that we need, that we can use in order to choose, quote unquote, choose intelligently? Kasi how do you now compare Meta or si let's see, si Google and let's see Apple, for example. Si Apple mas mataas yung return siya, pero mas mataas yung risk din. Si Google mas mababa yung returns, pero mas mababa yung risk. What metric did you learn in your other subjects class? Pag ganyan, given yung returns, given yung risk. Anyone please? Anyone? Ito naman hindi pala makita. No? Pero pag pinit ko kanina, kita naman siya. Ito, McDonald's. Pero maybe we could have put it, nag-experiment tayo, position is equal to 3. Sa 3 ulit to, para, I hope kita na lahat to. Yan. Ay, si McDonald's hindi pa rin. Okay. Anyway. All right. You can experiment and try to see how else you can improve this. Pero this is very, this is something that's interesting kasi it tells us the position of our prospective assets in our portfolio as regards the risk and return profile. Okay, you haven't answered my question, class. What metric can we use for let's say, a standardized comparison between your assets in terms of risk and return? Anyone? Anyone? Meron bang mag-average returns na ano? How do you know, sige, I'll postpone again my question. How do we know, class, that a stock had the negative returns? Okay. Pwede natin ilagay, magdagdag tayo ng may function dito sa plots, yung AB line, no? So this will return a line. So AB line natin, anong line natin? So horizontal line to at 0. So it will draw a line at y is equal to 0. And then, pwede nating, okay, kung titingnan natin to, class, sorry, hindi ko kinakabisado yung mga but I'm aware of this. And I use this, kaso nga lang, hindi ko kinakabisado yung mga parameters niya. Yan. B, eto H, no? H is equal to, ito yung horizontal line, vertical line. And then, okay, meron pang iba yan. Pwede kasi natin ilagay yung line type, hindi nila nilagay dito. Okay, but we can do it here. So you can also include yung function na LTY, no? That's line type. Okay, you can experiment kung 1 or 2 or 3, tingnan natin 3. Ang 3 kasi ang alam ko niyan. Okay, so wala. At wala. Ibig sabihin, nasa ano siya? It means that lahat ng stocks natin, positive yung average nila. Okay? That's why I wanted a bad performing asset. So pag pumili kay class, tingnan nyo rin, mas maganda kung ibabalance nyo yung may bad performing asset. I-research nyo kung ano yung mga assets yung did not. Ang time frame natin, class, so that pare-pareho tayo. 2016, no? January 1, which will give us January 4. And then, yun. What if I make it H is equal to 0.00, ano to? Ilagay ko dito siya sa 0.0005. Para lang makita natin yung horizontal line. Okay, yan. Sinasabi ko. Lumabas siya, no? Okay. Kaya sabihan ko lang sa department na may class ako. Okay, sorry about that. The department was calling. All right, so Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo guys, yung AB line, yung horizontal line. So at 0, ibig sabihin nun, nasa baba siya, no? Or baka ito yun. I think this is 0 already. I was trying to see kung may mga negative dito. But it's not reflected here. So ibig sabihin lahat ng mga average returns sila positive. Or maybe I could have color is equal to, pwede natin lagyan ng red color. Okay, so you can, ayan yung, yung AB line yan class, no? AB line tapos H yun, H. Tapos yung V naman, kung gusto nyo, vertical naman siya. Okay, at what point do you want to put it there? Okay, so, sige, tuloy na natin to, class. Konting minutes lang tayo, bilis. So kung saan makapag-start na tayo ng ano. Alright, any questions so far, class? Kindly chat please if clear tayo so far. This would have been good class kung may ano tayo, no? Kung may, balik ko na sa 0. Kung meron tayong stocks na negative average return sila. Okay? Pero wala eh. It's okay. Alright. Okay, now in your another thing that we need to be aware of is the correlation of your of the returns of your assets. What do you think, class? In a portfolio, is it good for the assets to have high or moderately high correlation, or would you want your assets to have not let's say weak correlation, not related, class? What's your idea? And by the way, you haven't answered my question a while ago. Yung measurement ng risk and return, class. Hindi niyo pa ba na-meet si coefficient of variation? Class? Haven't you met this? It's the opposite of Sharpe ratio or the Traynor ratio, no? So risk per return. Okay, so what we do is to divide the risk by the return. Okay. Okay, in fact, let's try to do that. Means, let's call it coef var is equal to your means divided by your STDEVs. Okay? All right. So, tingnan natin, class. And let's print it. Coef var, coefficient of variation. All right. So this is now a metric that gives us the returns per unit risk. Okay, sorry. This gives us the risk per unit return. So comparable na to, no? We can now compare this kasi this means that 1 unit of return gives us this risk. So of course, the choice is the least. Yung pinakamaliit dito, no? Yung pinakamaliit na value that it quote unquote is the best. So it turns out that surprising na si Meta yung kasi this gives us the least amount of risk per unit return. Okay? So si Nvidia 0.05, ang highest na risk per unit return is let's see, max ng 0.053, ito, si Nvidia nga, no? It gives us the highest, tapos yung minimum niya, ito, si Meta. Now, meron naman tayo yung tinatawag natin na Sharpe. No? I'm sure you know this, Sharpe ratio. However, incomplete tong Sharpe ratio na to. Let's just assume that the Sharpe is your standard devs divided by your means. Baliktad siya. Ay, sorry. Baliktad. Means divided by your standard devs. Okay? So, print natin si Sharpe. So, in terms of this, we want the maximum. The actual formula is your returns minus the risk-free rate. So we're not putting here the risk-free rate. So 0.05. So it's in terms of Sharpe ratio, in terms of average returns per unit risk, it's NVIDIA. Mataas kasi yung returns talaga ni NVIDIA, no? So it provides us with the highest Sharpe ratio, Sharpe quote unquote, kasi Sharpe ratio is really the expected returns minus the risk-free rate, but we did not subtract the risk-free rate here. Okay, so going back. So, okay, sulit ko lang dito, no? Para ma-record natin is your STDevs divided by your means. Okay? Sinama din natin yung and yung Sharpe. Yung Sharpe na without the risk-free rate. Sulat ko na lang din. Sharpe, which is, oops. Okay. All right. Then let's, as I was saying, it's not good for our stocks to be correlated. So let's create a correlation matrix. Okay. So, saan yung correlation matrix na to? This is from core nangyari? No documentation. May package ba na kailangan to? Okay, let's try first. No? Kasi baka hindi siya mag-run eh. No documentation. Ay, wait. Wait. Sorry ah. Ito na naman ako. Nagkamali naman ako ng spelling. Ayun. Ay, wala pa rin. Kasi, no results found. Naran ko na to ah. Okay, sige. This is from a particular package, kaso hindi ko maalala kung anong package eh. Ano bang package to? I should have written kung anong package. Yan minsan kasang disadvantage, nakakalimutan ko ilagay kung ano. Kasi it's important for us to know where this package is coming from. Why? Kasi later on, if we're going to redo this, we have to know the package it's coming from, because we have to load the package first. Unless it's from base R or from stats package, which automatically comes already with R. So gamitin natin yung may correlation na ito. Okay? This is the correlation function. Right? So kunin natin correlation ng portfolio returns natin. Portfolio returns. Okay? Let's try this first. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, error. Ibig sabihin, may mali talaga ako dito. Ano ba yung ano? Anong function? Ay, kailangan natin to kasi gusto natin makita yung core matrix. Hindi, ang function core, sorry class what am I doing? Okay. No, walang function na core matrix. Ang function natin core, ay. Okay, sorry. So, 1, 2, okay, apologies class. Okay, yan, pwede na to. All right. My intention was to create an object called core matrix, okay, and this will give us a vector, a matrix actually. So you can see here that the diagonals are 1 because this gives us the correlation matrix. The correlation between the asset with itself is of course 1. No? I-round nga natin, masyadong malaki yung round. And then just 3 decimal places. Hindi naman natin kailangan yung yung. Tapos i-print na lang din natin to. Control Enter. Okay, there. Ayan. Okay. So what do we find here? We find here some assets that are not correlated, not so much correlated to each other. For example, itong 0.268. Chevron and Facebook, that's good. So that means that it's okay to have these two assets in your portfolio. And we must avoid assets like Apple and Microsoft because they have quite high correlation. No? So this is worth looking at as a guide into what assets we should be putting in our portfolio as much as possible, assets that are not correlated. That's why it makes sense to really put assets belonging to different industries. So that your diversification will be not only asset-wise, but also industry-wise. Okay. So we can also, we can do this on a comparing per asset. No? Let's see. I-compare nga natin to si Shell at saka si Meta. No? Let's compare Shell and Meta. So we can make use of, meron sa let's see, chart that correlation. Okay. Yeah, sa performance analytics yan. Chart that correlation. Pag mga charts, marami sa performance analytics. Here. Chart that correlation. So ano yung object natin? Our object is yung portfolio returns. Tapos i-mention natin, okay, ang default naman nito Pearson. Tapos i-define natin kung sino yung pinapa-correlate natin. So portfolio, time na, bilis. Portfolio returns. Okay? And then subset natin class. Okay, sino sa subset natin? Okay, all the rows, and then C natin ano yan, si Meta and si Shell. Okay, so this is a tech stock, this is a technology or energy stock. Close tong portfolio returns natin subset. Okay, so if we plot this class, you can see now, this is a good plot from the performance analytics. You can see here the individual distribution. So mukhang naman siya, mukhang normally distributed. Although may mga outliers tayo dito. May mga values dito sa left side. And then here is Shell. And then this is the scatter plot ng dalawa. Kita nyo yung almost straight line yung correlation nila. 0.22 and it's statistically significant. Okay? All right. Any questions with this one? And you can do a pairwise class. Huh? tingnan natin sino yung mataas yung correlation, asan yung natin, correlation matrix. Of course, si Microsoft at saka si Apple. AAPL and NSFT. All right, there you go. Yan, 0.74. No? And take a look at this. No? Okay, pwede kang mag-regress, di ba? Pwede mo i-predict yung returns ni Apple or Microsoft based on the returns of the other one. Highly correlated sila. Now, portfolio-wise, in terms of investments in portfolio, okay, hindi siya maganda, no? Kasi it will put your portfolio in greater risk kasi pag bumagsak yung isa, bagsak din yung isa because they belong to the same sphere, they belong to the same economic space or industry. So pag bagsak yung as I said, mataas yung correlation nila. So that might not be good. But for this class, kasi ando doon yung mga stocks natin, wag na lang muna natin palitan. Alright, so it's almost time. Now next meeting, hindi natin nasimulan yung kindly read on sa F portfolio, paki-research naman class yung function na paki-research kung paano mag-create ng portfolio. So meron tayong may gagawin tayong add that constraint, add that objective. Okay? Tapos before that, ito yung tatlong titingnan natin. Portfolio.spec. Okay, so for next meeting, in creating our portfolio, we will be looking at this. Portfolio.spec, yung add that constraint, add that objective. And then, in the end, mag-ano tayo ng optimize that portfolio. Yan, optimize that portfolio. So that's what we're going to use. So combination to ng F so ito yung function natin, portfolio.spec, add that constraint, add that objective, and optimize that portfolio. All right? And then we will also plot yung efficient frontier natin. Sorry, thank you so much, class. Reminder lang, on Tuesday, we'll be online on Tuesday to allow us to have the graded seat work. Okay, I will be asking some questions about some concepts about this. No? So pakialam lang kasi magtatanong ako ng konti about this. So in fact, since you have already the object yung portfolio returns natin, pwede na ituloy dito, no? Pwede na ituloy. So you can look at some help on how to construct this. So dito papasok si box, yung weights, okay, etc. Okay? All right. Sige, class. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes?
attend